Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar session. I am Jennifer Kang, Senior Research Advisor and Futurist. Today, we'll be sharing some content from our upcoming Future Festival in Miami. So really quickly, a little bit about me before we jump into some of the content. I work on the client relations team. So I work with a variety of different clients ranging from food and beverage, pharma, retail. Now, retail is kind of my specialty, if you will. My keynote is actually on the retail revolution. So I'm really excited to share some tidbits with you today, in addition to Zahra's keynote overview. And I'll be sharing that full keynote in Miami at the end of February. So let me now introduce my colleague, Zahra Karim. She is a fellow futurist, and her keynote is all about marketing in the era of AI. So Zahra, why don't you give us a quick overview of what we'll be kind of seeing today?
Yeah, sure. So this comes at a time where, as we know, AI development has really accelerated over the last couple of years. And this impacts pretty much every industry. And so I'll be talking about how it impacts marketing at Future Festival and marketing in the era of AI specifically. So discussing how brands are navigating this and exploring consumer perspectives and trends surrounding it.
And marketing actually draws a lot of parallels with retail, right?
It does, yeah.
So, I'm happy to kind of throw in my 2 cents along the way as we get into more of this content.
Sounds great.
Cool. So first and foremost, I think on the client relations team, we've both experienced this. We get a lot of questions from a lot of different clients and marketers, people in agencies. This question pops up a lot. So what are some things surrounding AI, enhanced technology that marketers and brands, companies in general should really kind of prioritize in this coming year?
Yeah, great question. So the last couple of years have really been about dipping our toes into AI. A lot of people were very new to it, and it's come such a long way in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so this year, we really should be focusing more on AI integration and optimization. So we've kind of learned the basics. We've got our feet
we've
wet.
figured some things out, right?
So we really want to be looking at how to embrace AI across the entire marketing workflow. So from planning to execution and insights and so forth. We also want to look at fostering an AI-driven culture within our marketing teams with a focus on responsible and ethical use of AI.
Huge, yeah.
And then, of course, leveraging AI for personalization, content creation, and data analysis.
Yeah.
Does any of this resonate with the retail world?
A ton. Like I said, tons of parallels.
Yeah.
When we talk about utilizing technology, AI for things like personalization, right? Making the consumer journey more tailored to them. Also, when we talk about optimization, that's so huge. A lot of retailers, brands in general, are using technology to help streamline processes, right? And I think the most crucial thing that, from my point of view, from a retail point of view, to consider is that, AI is there to really enhance the experience and not take away that kind of human element that retail specifically is really known for, right? That human interaction. So it's there to really enhance the overall experience.
Yeah.
And this actually takes us to our next question. How should marketers consider who are utilizing AI? How should they consider balancing that technology element with that kind of human touch or human creativity that people are used to?
I love this question because it really touches on the essence of my keynote. So the message that I'm really trying to bring forth is that the human touch of marketing can't be replaced. And so what we really want to do is use AI to do the more mundane things that we don't want to do so that we have time back to focus on what we want to do. So in essence, ways in which we can remain authentic through the use of AI as well, using AI for efficiency. So I have this tweet that I love talking about it. I know we love here at Trend Hunter.
Oh, we love a good tweet.
Yeah,
yes.
So it got 3 million views by author J Mack. And she said, you know what the biggest problem with pushing all things AI is? Wrong direction. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing. not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. So what she's really saying is get AI to do the work that you don't want to do so that you have time back to focus on what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love a robot to do my laundry and dishes if I did my laundry and dishes. I actually don't do them, admittedly. Shout out to my husband who does them. Hey. But yeah, obviously, we want to do things that are fun, and we want to use AI to do the things that are not fun.
Yeah, right? and AI can't really replace the things that are fun because we need the human mind and human creativity to do those things.
Yeah.
And so on our platform on trendhunter.com, we see a lot of startups launching platforms that generate custom ads with AI. And these are really handy for advertising and marketing teams. But it's important to note that while these tools can do great work in a short amount of time, the human touch is still necessary to refine them.
Yeah. And this, again, bleeds over to retail too. Like we've seen a lot of brands start to incorporate AI to write descriptions, right? So brands that have 1,000 SKUs, it's probably very, laborious to write copy for each one of those SKUs. So this is where AI comes in, right? You can kind of streamline it, make it more, efficient. And, but you still do need that person to, fact check or proofread, make sure it really falls in line with the brand's guidelines and values. So, yeah.
So human touch is still very necessary. So when I talk about the human elements of marketing, I focus on 3 key elements: creativity, emotional empathy, and ethical resonance. And I showcase the trends behind these things. But I also look at it through the lens of 3 of our megatrends from our framework here at Trend Hunter. So I overlay them with AI, authenticity, and catalyzation.
Cool. So those are in your keynote.
Yeah.
Cool. So now I know there's a lot of really cool examples within your keynote, but do you have any kind of fun examples that you want to share of a brand that has utilized AI in a really kind of creative way?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this is my favorite example. It's by Virgin Cruises, and I do show it in my keynote. And it came at a time post-pandemic when the cruise industry was making a bit of a comeback. And so they launched this campaign where they invited cruisers to personalize their journeys with generative AI, or should we say Gen AI?
Love the name,
Let's
by
take
the way.
a look.
Hi, it's me, Jennifer Lopez, Chief Celebration Officer of Virgin Voyages, here to invite you to celebrate. So come, celebrate
your anniversary, your birthday, or just generally being fabulous.
Really, Kyle?
It's good, right?
Gen AI is supposed to be inviting people to Virgin Voyages, not doing whatever that was. Just give me that. As I was saying,
Why not celebrate on
an
an
award-winning voyage
with Michelin-starred, chef-curated menus?
world-class destinations, award-winning.
Boring. I'll hop in there. I'll hop right in that suit.
So supple.
I can't watch this. Give it to me. There's no kids here. That's all you need to know.
No kids!
Oh, can I live there?
Gen AI. Invite your crew to voyage. Create your custom invite at virginvoyages.com.
It's not just a yacht, it's a super yacht.
Oh, yeah. That was such a good one. I love that one. Now, another example, and I actually just shared this with you yesterday on Instagram. This kind of popped up in my feed, and I thought this was such a cool idea and such a cool use of AI, especially when it came to a campaign. But, everyone, it's been really kind of au courant, this kind of topic of telephone scammers.
Oh, I get those calls every day.
Oh my God, all the time.
The
I
thing
just
is,
hang up, right?
Yeah, I know they're coming, so I screen them. I no longer answer a call if I don't recognize the number.
Yeah.
But I would feel like older consumers don't always know to do
Yeah,
that, right?
like I get calls from El Segundo, like in California, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't know anyone there, but some people don't,
they don't
register
know
that.
what to do
They don't know what to do. So this technology or this AI kind of grandma, her name is Daisy.
Yeah, cute.
And
she's not real, by the way.
She's not real. She might look very real, but she was created to kind of deter scammers from calling kind of elderly folks and scamming them into like, giving them $5,000 or whatever. And what I actually love about this utilization of AI is that they are helping to combat this problem of fraudulent, telephone grandsons or whatever their guise is. But the way that the brand positions it is that, Daisy can stay on the phone with scammers for, upwards of an hour and a half, just talking to her, chatting. And it's helping to kind of remedy those scammers at calling actual people, individuals, and kind of getting money out of them. So I love this. I love this initiative, and it's, kind of for a greater good, which I love.
Yeah, and it's really clever for a phone company, O2, to do this. Really good for branding as well.
Yeah, love it. Now, again, another really common question that we both get asked a lot from clients are some common AI tools, any kind of applications, different technologies that are helping to transform not only marketing, but, kind of work in general, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to marketing, we know that AI is really efficient, can help out in a number of things. So things like data analytics and insights, personalization, social media and email marketing, and so much more. So there's a plethora of tools out there to help with these things. And we've actually tested a lot of these here at Trend Hunter. So a couple of years ago, we did a workshop with our team. Remember that, Jen?
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, admittedly, I will say that I wasn't maybe the most tech savvy person in the room.
No, me neither.
AI kind of scared me, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm tech savvy, but when it came to AI, like you, I was kind of hesitant towards it. And so our teams implemented a half day a week to kind of workshop these tools within our teams and find tips and tricks and things that would work.
So crucial, especially for someone maybe like, us, me in general, kind of novice. But it was a really crucial turning point to just be like, just try it out, just experiment with it. Now we found some really great
we did
tools,
and a lot of these tools are actually free, and there are entire libraries where you can type what you want to do and it'll show you some tools that you can use to do it. So I think it was a really good exercise, and from that I know you and I both discovered tools that we now use every day. So what's your favorite tool?
I love Gamma. Now, if you haven't heard of Gamma, it is a kind of an application where you can make presentations very easily, very quickly, all with the help of AI. Now, I have a really great example of how I utilize this. It's kind of it was my biggest presentation, my biggest keynote to date.
Who was it for?
It was for my son's 4th grade class. So I was invited to do a presentation on what I did for a living. Now, sometimes, it can be hard to put all of that down onto paper kind of as, just from your brain. So I asked Gamma to make me a really cool presentation that described what I did for a living. Now, it was very easy. I put in a couple prompts and it spit out a deck really in like a minute.
Nice.
But I realized that it wasn't quite accessible for 4th graders. It was a little high level.
Okay.
So I redid a quick prompt, make this more in line for 4th graders so they understand it better. And it changed the whole deck. It made it more fun looking. The pictures were really cute. The explanations, the different boxes were, really for them. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a 10 out of 10. It was really good.
So you adjusted the prompt to make it more applicable to your audience.
Yes.
I believe we call that prompt engineering.
Okay. I didn't know that, but it adjusted the tone, the verbiage. It was great. Nice. It was so great. And like I said, I think I nailed it.
Yeah, Gamma is a really great tool.
So easy to use.
One of my favorite tools is Perplexity AI. So it's a conversational search engine, and it uses LLM to answer queries. So you just type in a prompt, and then it gives you answers, and it cites links within the text response, which I really like.
That's what I love about this.
So you're able to show the background and where you got the information.
Yeah, fact checking. We do a lot of research as futurists. We create keynotes, and we need to kind of fact check and make sure everything is legitimate. And Perplexity has really helped streamline the research process for us, right? Because we can quickly go to the footnote, we can quickly go to the source link, but this has been a game changer for us, right? This is ChatGPT on steroids, right? basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I now use Perplexity as my search engine instead of Google. It gives me really specific answers, and then I just adjust the prompts, not just in my work life, but also in my personal life.
Yeah.
Ever heard of those people that will list out the ingredients in their fridge and ask what to make for
Oh
dinner?
my God,
That's
that
me.
is so. I've never done that actually.
You should try.
Try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Another tool that we're using quite commonly at Trend Hunter is Attention. So this is an AI assistant that you can invite to calls, and it takes notes for you, makes summaries, gives you an analysis, and gives you an overall boost in productivity.
Yeah.
Have you used Attention?
Yeah, I've been on calls. This is really a crucial tool for our sales team, right? So any call where you're doing a lot of talking, or it's a lot of information, this has been very, very helpful, because I used to be on calls and have to type and listen and probably talk at the same time. So tools like this have really helped. And the thing that I love about Attention is that it does provide those insights and next steps and even strategies. It picks out keywords, and it helps to give you kind of action points, which is great.
Yeah. Handy.
Now, as it kind of relates to retail, I wanted to just quickly mention a robot, an AI robot that is really helping to change the retail space. So this is Tally, and Tally is basically a robot that can scan the store aisles for a bunch of different things, right? So it could be looking for price discrepancies. It could be looking for out of stock items. It can even identify pick up store cleanliness. And then once Tally is done scanning your store, it directly sends a report to the store manager or head office, and it provides really crucial insights to help you manage your store better, right? Whether it's inventory, again, cleanliness, whatever it is. I think Tally is such a cool example of AI being used in the retail space. I actually saw this robot at a conference I went to recently, and it's really cool to see them in person.
Nice.
And I think a lot of people are going to start utilizing stuff like this.
Yeah, I think it's really about using tools like that for efficiency, right? As I mentioned before, the human touch is still very necessary. You still want to use that to ideate and refine processes in retail, but then also ideation and marketing.
Yeah.
But it's really about finding the balance between the two.
Yeah, I love that. So finally, my final question to you, and I think this is a concern with a lot of different categories, not just marketing, but from your point of view, what do you think are some of the key consumer perceptions or concerns even about AI?
So I think because it's all so new, I think a lot of the concerns do surround safety and privacy. And when it comes to marketing, a concern that comes up with when thinking about authentic marketing is data collection and privacy. So there are a few concerns here. The first one being the actual collection of data and the consent that is required for it. So AI in marketing relies on collecting vast amounts of personal data, often without users' full awareness or explicit
Sometimes
consent.
you don't even know.
Yeah,
right?
so they're giving their consent, but they don't always know.
All
that they're
the
giving their
accept
consent.
cookies that I click on, like probably 100 times a day.
Yeah.
I'm probably just giving myself up to them. I don't know.
And it's picking up information from your browsing history, your social media activity, your personal devices. Have you ever been on the phone talking to a friend about this bag that they want to get
all the time,
and then the next thing you know, your Instagram is showing
they're
you ads.
They're making me spend money.
Yeah,
is what they're doing subconsciously, I guess.
Yeah, and then it's like I've heard multiple people say, like, how does it know these things? It's so creepy.
Yeah.
So that's one of the concerns. We also have concerns around data security. So the large volumes of sensitive consumer data collected for AI marketing are attractive targets for cyber criminals.
Yeah.
And so it's becoming more and more important for companies to implement robust security measures to protect this information from breaches and unauthorized access. We also have concerns around transparency. So a lot of consumers are actually unaware of how their data is being collected and used and shared for AI marketing. And so now there's more of a demand for companies to be more transparent about their data practices.
Yeah. I tell you, I don't know what's happening with mine out there. I don't know. So that's a really good point.
Yeah. And then you have the right to be forgotten. So as AI systems become more sophisticated, it becomes increasingly harder to delete or quote unquote forget an individual's data upon request.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a huge thing. And a lot of like, this is a term or a kind of, sentence that I didn't really know about, the right to be forgotten. But I think this is a big point for a lot of consumers, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to giving the data, giving that information, but also hoping that it will be removed or deleted later on.
And it's also a hesitation that a lot of companies have in using LLM models, in that whatever they input will be stored on that system. And so it's like, do I really want to be entering that information?
That's true.
Yeah. So those are some of the concerns that consumers and brands have. But then it's not all negative. So some companies are actually turning the data they collect into actionable insights. And that's showcased through this insight on our platform called Data Storytelling, which showcases examples of those companies. Now, a fun example that I have is Spotify with their Wrapped initiative. So they started this a few years ago. They use AI to analyze user data and create year-end listening summaries. So it generates a video at the end of the year. It generates a lot of shareable content and social media engagement. So I now know how many minutes and hours that I spent listening to music and podcasts and little key insights that picks up on my listening trends.
Like
and
how many
habits.
times you repeated a song over and over again?
Yeah.
Does it share that? Now, okay, I don't have Spotify, unfortunately, but I assume you do.
I do, yeah.
You do. And Zahra, would you mind sharing your Spotify Wrapped
cheeky.
for us? Would you mind?
Well, we're now approaching mid to end January, so it's no longer available, Jen.
Oh, that's wild. How convenient. How convenient that you can't share that.
I know, I did that on purpose. It's not embarrassing at all.
No, I'm sure.
But, it's just a lot of fun. And so in this situation, the trade-off for data collection is actually worth it.
Yeah.
And so data collection doesn't always have to be a bad thing.
No, it can be really fun and insightful, right? And I think that's the point, right? It's like, it's not always evil people trying to do evil things. It's, trying to shed some light on your habits or the songs you played ad nauseum for all of 2024.
So that's a couple of examples of what I'll be sharing at Future Festival this year. And I know Jen got to talk about a little bit of hers too.
Yeah, so that was great. Thank you so much. And I love your keynote, and I think it's so all the examples you share within it and all the insights you have. And that was a very consolidated and condensed version. But if you want to check Zahra's keynote out, even mine on the Retail Revolution, you can check us out next in Miami. We're going to be there end of February. February 25th to the 26th, we'll be at this really cool venue, this really cool event space called the Climate Innovation Hub. So there's some really cool pictures online. Check it out. And if you can't check us out in Miami, hopefully you can, because who wouldn't want to go to Miami? It's like warm, palm trees, I think. There's always New York.
Yeah. We'll be in New York in the summer at the beginning of June. And it's not just Jen and I talking about our topics. We have key insights on a number of subjects, including microgeneration and
the future of tech.
As well. We have a workshop opportunity. Jen and I will be there. We both have some really fun, exciting guests for our keynotes.
Yeah, some guest speakers.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching us. And again, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, you can check us out in Miami.
See you there.